Open fit design headphones are something that usually you find in price regions above 100 euros, and I tested a few of them already. But now Soundpeats sent me their Air Free Deluxe HS, and they try to break through the barrier of very expensive in-ear open fit design headphones that don't cost you an arm or a leg. And are they any good, and why they surprised me? Let's find out, and let's get started. So here we have the packaging of the Air Deluxe, the Air Free Deluxe HS. There's also an Air Free Deluxe without the HS. The HS stands for something very important, but let's take a look at the design first. I opened it up already, and you can see high-res audio and LDAC is one of the specialties of these HS version. The normal version doesn't feature LDAC, and I think has a different sound tuning. We have a 14.2 millimeter bio-coated dynamic driver, as well as up to 20 hours playtime and a dual mic for noise cancellation. And this comes in a package for under 40 euros, which is quite cool. And if I open it up, we get an info card about the first steps, as well as the application that you can download and use for also upgrading your firmware. Then we come to the box itself. You can see how small this little charging cradle looks like. We have prominently on the top here the pairing button, as well as an LED. And it looks very, very small in comparison to all the others that I have here. But this charging cradle is made out of plastic, and you can feel it also. It's like very lightweight. This here is plastic. It's just like simply painted, coated plastic here. It's not like metal or anything, but it has a solid feel to it, as well as when I open it up here, pretty solidly they're lying inside of here. Let's talk about them in a second. Let's check what we have here as well. Of course, we have an instruction booklet as well of the Air Free Deluxe HS from Soundpeats, and it gives you all the information. And I think this is the most important bits and pieces I will talk to you about in a second as well, how to control them, and of course how to put them in your ears and how to pair them. So very interesting booklet here. And then of course we have here hidden underneath a charging cable, very short one, USB-C to USB-A, that you can use for charging up the case. So let's talk about them and their sound quality. The Soundpeats here, first of all, how do you connect them? You just open them up, you press the button a little bit longer until the light changes from this yellow to this blinking white one, and then you just can connect it. It's going into pairing mode. You can connect it to different smartphones. I used my Oppo Find X6 Pro that I have here, for example, and could easily connect them with it. So let me open the cradle up, and I show you that they are connected then here already, as you can see there. So easily connected, and they're already showing up LDAC, I think. Let's go into the more settings. There you can see it. They're showing the LDAC codec there, and I can even show you some information here as well, so you can turn off and on the LDAC codec if you want to. LDAC is using a very high bitrate, 990 kilobits per second maximum, that allows you to listen to music with the highest bitrate possible. So if you're really enjoying your music, this might be very, very cool to have, and especially for under 40 euros in an open fit design earbud, this is very, very cool. On the other hand, I have to say, does it make sense? Because it's an open fit, so it will not sound as good as the ones that have like this little ear tips that you put in your ears, so in ears basically. So that's a big question. But regardless of this question, it's very cool to have this option. If you want to enjoy to higher quality music without much of a compression, you have this option here with those here. And I would rather take them here instead of the aptX adaptive version or something like this, because I have the better possibility to listen to music there with them, with the higher quality music. Then of course, what we want to talk about is about the earbuds themselves. So take a look at the earbuds. I put them out here of the case, and we can see already the Soundpeats logo there. We have a vent hole there. We have on the bottom the contacts for charging, contact points, and here on the earbud itself we have the hole for the speaker, and there's another hole. I'm not sure what this is used for. First I thought it's maybe another speaker, but then I figured out, yeah, even for this cheap kind of price, you get premium features, just like a wear detection. So it is a wear detection sensor. So if you're wearing them, you can see how good they fit in my ear. First of all, they're very lightweight. The same plastic material used as on the case, which is not bad per se, but it's not a premium material for sure. You get what you pay, basically, in terms of material. It's not cracking sound, but you can see also when you rub with your finger over it that you can feel there's some two plastic points that are put together a little bit. And it's very lightweight and yeah, kind of a cheap feeling maybe eventually. So not like a premium feeling, but not in a bad way, because there's like bad way plastic, but this looks like more, it's cheap plastic, but it's good plastic. For sure. So this is how it's feeling. Maybe people from you might know Sennheiser is also doing lots of plastic kind of headphones, and this feels more in this category, not like in this cheap, super cheap plastic category. Anyway, when I put them in my ear, of course, they don't have big of a ceiling because they are open fit designs. They're not supposed to you don't supposed to feel anything when you have them in your ears, and that's the cool thing about them, because you really don't feel anything when you have them in your ears. So you can wear them for days without noticing that you have them in your ears. One time I really forgot that I have them in my ears, to be honest, so it's a bit stupid when I was in the supermarket running around with them, listening to a podcast, and it was not clear for me that I have them in my ears, and yeah, might get a bit rude then when you're talking with someone and you have your earbuds in your head, but it's working because you can hear the outside world if you need it, just like going to the supermarket, driving with your car and still want to hear the horn, someone honking or something like this, or cycling around, you want to still hear people around you. They're open fit design, so they don't stick too much in there, but they're not falling off. So for light sports activities, I would say they're also very cool. You can use them for light jogging or something like this without any issues, and you can still hear your surroundings, which is quite okay. Otherwise, the case itself, like I told you already, it's a bit of a plastic feeling, a bit lightweight feeling. So I'm very interested how they got this 20 hours out of there. But this is like usually because you can wear them for 5 hours roughly. They don't have ANC, which is something that the higher premium ones that I showed you already have eventually. Not all of them, but some of them have ANC. For open fit design, it doesn't make sense to have ANC, and for this price point, I don't think they could include ANC, and it doesn't make sense for open fits in general. So I think it's quite okay not to have ANC. And so 5 hours is what you can get of one charge, and then you can charge it 4 times with this case. So this is how you get to 20 hours. Usually, I'll be completely honest with you, I could not reach the 5 hours yet listening time, because I was like putting them back into the case, because there was one podcast I wanted to listen to, which is 5 hours long, one German podcast, of course. But I did not manage to finish it in one go. I had to take my breaks, and yeah, where do you put them? You usually put them in the case that just fall down. Nevertheless, this is how you do this stuff with the Soundpeats. You can see also it survived, so no issues, no scratches, nothing there. Even if you let them fall down. It's also not opening up, which is cool. And the magnets are quite strong, so if I put them in here, you will see that they will not fall off when you just put them out. Even if you lose them and drop them on the ground or something like that, you don't lose them, which is quite okay. Let's come to the controls, because before we talk about sound quality, which is, I think, one of the more important things about them. First of all, fit and finish, I told you about. Very nice, no issues at all with them. Let's come to the controls, and I really have to read the cheat sheet here, because otherwise I'm getting confused. So what I know already is they have controls for everything, which is very nice. I like it very much, and I'm so confused why those very high IEMs and very high two wireless headsets actually. Headphones don't support or provide all the controls like they do, because it's ideal. It's an ideal control. Yeah, you only have those touch sensitive options here. So you can see the Soundpeats logo, and around the logo as well. It's here where with my pinky I'm touching is also a touch sensitive field. So this is something, slight critique. Here, okay, on this side is no touch. But the logo itself is big enough for being the only touch sensitive field, because if I want to adjust them, usually I take them like this and twist them a little bit, and then I'm already touching one of those things there that might start playback, which is a slight critique here. So Soundpeats, when you're listening, maybe have the touch field only on the Soundpeats logo, which would be very cool. Anyway, all the controls are there. So one tap on my right ear is raising the volume. One tap on my left ear is lowering the volume, and this can be quite okay. Then you have double tap, which is start playback of music, for example, start stop playback. But also when you get a call, you can answer the call, or with a double tap again, when you are in a call, you can end the call. Then you have triple tap, which can call your voice assistant on the right ear. And when you have 5-second hold, it will skip to the next song, which is also quite well. Or it will also stop a call, or disable the call option. And the other thing is, like, if you press for 2 seconds instead of 5 seconds, then you can also decline a call, which is, I think, also interesting. Then on the left ear, like I said, one button tap is like lowering the volume, double tap is like hanging up, and also the same like double tap, also the answering a call and playback and pause. Then triple tap is interesting, entering gaming mode. Yes, these little headphones for under 40 euros have a gaming mode on board, so low latency mode, especially if you want to use your phone for gaming, for a gaming session, and want to have a low latency mode. You can enable it with a triple tap on the earbud, and it will give you a nice command. I like this voice, this real voice there. It's like a lady that is sitting in a big hall, I think, because it has a 3D sound effect and is telling you in which mode you are right now. So gaming mode, or 3 times exit game mode, she's saying. So this is possible there as well. And again, 5 seconds, press here. It will go to the previous songs. Is it 5 seconds? It's 1.5 seconds actually, I think. Let me try it. I show you how this is going. So let me go into some of the songs that I have here. Do we have anything that I can play back? Let's go Spotify maybe. I'm not logged into Spotify. Let's go in here, YouTube Music, then YouTube Music. Because here I don't have to be just listening to something here. And look at the play button there, double tap. And am I even connected to this one? No, I'm connected. Okay, now you see the play button there, double tap, and it's playing. And then let's try to go to the next song. So 1.5 seconds, not 5 seconds actually, to switch to the next song. As you can see, this is working nicely as well. And yeah, when I'm listening to the songs, let's talk about the sound quality already, because this is something that really surprised me. For under 40 euros, and with all the other high-end that I tested out, the FreeBuds 5, the Xiaomi Buds 4 and so on, I expected them to be not so good sounding, because they have a really full, rich kind of sound, especially the bass, sub-bass and mid bass was very surprising for me, because they have really punch. They have punch in there. They're sounding very full and good. The high end is also okay, sometimes a bit harsh there and not so much detailed as the other two earbuds that I was talking about, but still very good full sounding sound that I really like to use, and I really like to listen to music. Very fun sounding for sure, and very balanced as well. A bit warm here and there, because like I said, the emphasis is more on the bass, sub bass, mid bass kind of part. Voices are very cool. Female voices are a bit warm, a tad warm here and there, so it's not an analytical sound. It's a very fun kind of sounding IEM, more leaning towards a balanced sound output. And this is very, very cool. And I was surprised by putting them in and listened to them, because they sounded better than the Xiaomi Buds 4 by default. I just have to put them in slightly and they sound already better by default. With the Xiaomi Buds 4, for example, I have to really push them in my ear to get the bass there or activate bass boost. And they are not even on bass boost mode, they're in the default mode. And now we come to something which is also very cool, true wireless headphones. For under 40 euros, they even have an app. Don't expect too much of the app, but it's a basic app. So let's take a look at the app. So let's have a quick look at the app, which is called the Soundpeats app that you can get from the Play Store. And it's automatically connecting if you have the Bluetooth headsets in there, connecting and giving you the battery level in percentages, which is quite okay. You have, that's basically everything. You have some tuning options here, like you can control the volume. You have adaptive EQ that you can turn on, and which is quite interesting as well. I did not use it, but you might want to walk through the steps and try it out yourself. And then you have the equalizer. You can have a custom equalizer here, or you can go back and check out the other arrow. You have to press the arrow, not just here, because this is just choosing the profile, this little arrow there. And there you can choose the various different presets they have. By default, it's the Soundpeats Classic, but you can also bass boost, bass reduction, electronic, rock and roll, folk, treble enhanced, hip hop, and pop. And this is doing exactly what it states here, and which is quite okay. Then we can also enable the game mode from here, disable all functions on touch keys, and also enable or disable the in-ear detection. Disable all functions of touch keys is very interesting as well. So if you are in a sports session and want to do something, you have the possibility to just disable this if it's like disturbing for you. Otherwise you have to then use it, I think, the app for enabling it again. So these are the options here. Very simple app, as you can see here. They can also list all the other products that they are available here for this app. And this app is also used for firmware updates. I did not find any custom way of firmware updating them. So the app itself also allows you to update the firmware within the app. So when there's a firmware update, it will notify you and it will update very quickly. The firmware updates usually are under 1 megabyte, so no issues at all with them. I already installed an update that improved the quality of the battery level percentage level showing up here, and also in the Bluetooth settings as well. So very interesting, a very simple and basic application for sure, but it's quite nice to have an application that allows you to custom EQ those very affordable headphones. This is now a microphone test with the Soundpeats Air 3 Deluxe HS. How do the microphones sound here on those earbuds? I think they're quite okay, and especially for this price point, they're above average, I would say, and even outside outdoors with wind noises and some other noises around you, you can use them definitely for phone calls. So very good job, Soundpeats. Overall, the Soundpeats Air 3 Deluxe HS are a very good pair of open fit design headphones that I can highly recommend, especially for the price under 40 euros, but even under 50 euros. So if they're raising in terms of price, I would say very, very good. Just get them. Get them as a second pair if you have one higher class, or you just want the open fit design. They have very good sound for a quick workout or something like this. Very, very nice indeed. I like the size of this really, like in comparison here, Huawei FreeBuds 5, for example, but also when I compare it with the very, very small already size of the Xiaomi Buds 4, you can see it's still smaller and more lightweight on the Soundpeats. So very, very cool design indeed on the Soundpeats, and I'm amazed by them. Good battery life, good sound quality. Really, really amazed by them, I have to say. Soundpeats really has a good product here up its sleeve. This is really one of the best bang for buck when it comes to open fit design earphones for sure. And that's it basically for this little review. Again, Soundpeats sent me them for free, so as a disclaimer here, but of course they did not tell me what to say, and I'm always saying what I want to say, so I tell you definitely for sure also the negative points about them, that they feel a little bit cheap and they're plastic fantastic. But I'm amazed by the sound quality of them, and even I did not had high hopes when I was unpacking them, because like saying, oh, they're a bit cheap. The sound quality blew me away about them, and yeah, even this small little case is so cute that I really am convinced by them, especially with the app support as well, where you have custom EQs. This is really, really a good pair of IEMs. Actually not in-ear monitors, the true wireless earbuds. This is, I think, probably the better way to name them. So what do you think? Write it down in the comment section. That's everything for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Until the next time. Bye.